What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another episode of the Arsenal Evo RTG. EA Sports gave us a brand new evolution, but unfortunately, it's just not a very good one. Fortunately, there is somebody that we can put into it, but it is Trequartista time, 75,000 coins, which is not ideal because my coin balance is low right now. You need to play 5 games and assist 4 goals, win 5 games and win 3 games by 2 goals, and then play 5 games, win 5 games and assist 5 goals. It's like quite actually an extensive amount of work for a paid Evo that I genuinely think is quite poor. On the plus side, Blackstenius does fit into this Evo, and once she gets fully upgraded, it's just another card on the docket, right? Like, yeah, she's got some nice play styles, and maybe we'll like utilize her with the finesse on and Trivella and stuff. But now it's like her, Eddie Nketiah, Russo, Jesus. Like, it's just too many, and we should be grateful for an Evo, but I'm struggling to get what EA are doing with some of the evolutions. However, with that being said, we have got some packs to open, and then we're going to repurpose all of the content that we get into some more packs, and then repurpose that content into some more packs until we've done all of the daily pack grind content. And then put all of the trash that we get into the other upgrade thing. Tell me that's not a duplicate 84. Oh, it was Delaney. Never mind. Yeah, so I've got one thing in the objectives as well for the daily stuff, but we also need to play a game and whatnot to get some other stuff in there too. So we'll just start with these packs that we've got here. Some of them are good, some of them are not very good. We've got a mega pack tradable from the daily objective, which we'll do again. Obviously, I do need some coins, so if I could hit a big card, it would be nice. We'll sell her, we'll sell him. The contracts can go. It was an 84 Gabriel. Well, 84's got a little bit of value right now, so we don't mind it too much. The rest of those items we'll keep because we'll use them in some more of the upgradable fodder. We've got a 75 plus rated player from the daily SBC, which we've also got to claim the thing for. Could be an 85 there, to be fair. It's a 75. Fair enough. Fair enough, EA. We have got an 80 by 5 from something. I don't know where some of this stuff comes from sometimes, guys. You know, EA actually give us so much. There's some other good fodder in there. Balday's tradable. Carl is not. I shouldn't throw cards away, but I feel like I clear my club out a whole bunch, and I still feel like very quickly I've filled the club back up again. So it's one of those situations where it's like it's just real easy. Oh, that's nice. It's just real easy to constantly flood the club with things. I'm up to 146,000 coins now. I did list up a whole bunch of stuff. It looks like something must have sold, which is quite nice. We're gonna get ourselves. Nothing too impactful there. Another tradable, though, so nothing thrown away. We have got an 80 by 10 from one of the objective things as well, an 81 by 2. And again, we're going to play a game or two, and then we'll unlock a whole bunch of other pack content from that. Ooh, perfect. An 87 and an inform from that. That is great, because I didn't do the 83 by 10 number 2 off the back of not having an 83 rated inform. So here we go with the 80 by 10. It's an English player. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that is amazing. An 88, an 87, and an 85, which is just going to be really helpful with regards to completing the 85 doubles that are there. And then the first 83 by 10, not a special. Come on, EA. German centre mid. It's going to be like Gundogan or something, isn't it? It is Gundogan. There's a lot of dupe fodder here that I've got to go and deal with, so I will be right back. All right, guys, we are back. We have got rid of the duplicate fodder. We have got a few more just low tier packs from doing the 85 by 2. We've got another 83 by 10. And we've got a premium gold players pack from the level 26 objective. I want to say this one is. I think this one is. I want to do player picks over the 3-player packs, but the 3-player packs make sense. We've got a small prime election players pack. I think this is also from the 85 double as well. Espanola there as the player. We'll list up Kluivert. And then last but not least, Well, not last but not least, we've got 3 to go. 78 by 2. I'm really hoping for something big. Not that I need anything big. It's quite weird, actually. I don't need something big because it's just the Arsenal players that we need. But I still want something big. No special out of the 85 by 2. It's German. It's 2 dupes. It's an 88 and an 87. Well, I'm going to have to use them in something fun, aren't I? All right, guys. Because there's no icon or hero SBCs available right now, I decided to put it in the 85+ player pick. And let's hope that Urian Timber shows up out of this. We're not asking for miracles, EA. We're just asking for one card. Come on. Well, we got 88 Bruno Fernandes. So happy days. Now, I have not 200, 150,000 coins in the bank after we sold a whole bunch of items. Let's take a little brief look at what sold. Dest sold. I accidentally listed that Zinsberger. Man, the common golds are still so cheap. Players in general are just so cheap. Everything in general is just so cheap. That Larson will not sell. And now we've got a few more games to play. We've got to get qualified for Weekend League, and we've got to finish off the what's it called? The objective that gives you, that not champions bonus. Champions points boost. I need 4 more games of rivals where I score. And so whilst we just work on McCabe, we're actually going to go into the rivals content today. And so let's just take you through the team one more time. We'll go into the play and rivals, and we'll play a few games. I really want to be in Division 4 for the rewards. I really want to get there. I feel like I'm enjoying playing with the team that we've got. I just need to be a bit sharper with how I'm playing. So let's get into some games and see if I can be. And here is our first opponent for today, the MLP gang. They have got Yashin, Ferdinand, Company, Lee Kang-in, that's a good card, Salah. I was hoping that we would have got the upgrades by now, but unfortunately not. So the focus of the next few games, guys, is just going to be about scoring and trying to further develop this team. And hopefully getting a goal or two. Now, one thing that I watched a video yesterday. I stumbled across it whilst I was winding down for the night. Sometimes I look at YouTube homepage to find things to watch. And a video from 6 weeks ago showed up, which was how to improve at this game. And I was like, damn, I've never seen that content creator before. I can't even remember who it was now. But I was like, they have got about 20,000 views on this video. Gabriel Jesus, that's got to be a goal, isn't it? So I was like, all right, let's give it a look. And do you know one of the biggest things that they had as a way to improve? Which is exactly what this guy's just done here, using the RB tackle. Do you know, I almost, until today anyway, have never used it. And it is just a hard tackle. And I used it in draft today, and I was like, holy crap, that's life-changing. Now, if you miss hard, right? But if you hit, you just win the ball back way, way better. And I was like, yep, that is it for me. And we've got our goal there, which is nice. Gabriel Jesus stepping up for us. That was just it for me. Because I'm like, do you know how many times I'm tackled that, didn't get the ball back? See that there? That's the R1 tackle. And it starts to make sense now, where I'm like, how is this guy getting that tackle when I do the same thing and I get nothing? Now it's like, okay, do you know what? I've even already this game seen this guy do the hard tackle. And so straight away, I'm sitting here like, yeah, do you know what's mad? It's one of those things, isn't it? It's one of those things. You know what I said to you guys yesterday? Where I was like, I'm going to actively get better at this game. Well, this is one of the ways. This is one of the ways that I'm actively getting better at the game. Is learning a mechanic that's been in the game. That's the hard tackle there again. Learning a mechanic that's been in the game for God knows how long. That I have done nothing towards actually using. And the other thing that I saw, and I'm going to be thanking you guys, or someone anyway, from the comment section for this one. I really like this guy's stadium, by the way. Is on. Oh, he's got to score that. Is somebody? I was talking about like Gabriel Jesus, and I was talking about like some of the players that I like in this team, some of the players that need a little bit more. And I do think Havertz is one of those players that needs a little bit more. Like exactly in a situation like what we've just had there, where it's like, do you know what? Havertz should just be bagging that. As far as it goes, he should be bagging that. Like, that's an easy chance. But somebody said to me that you don't like Gabriel Jesus because of his playstyle plus, but actually his playstyle plus is really good. And I was like, what does this guy mean? And he said, just drive passes into him. He said, I've got 2 strikers with that playstyle plus up front, or 2 players maybe with that playstyle plus. And he's like, all I do is just drive the ball into them. And they just take it like normal. He's like, yeah, obviously, sometimes, he didn't say this, but I'm kind of like just paraphrasing here, that sometimes, you do still lose the ball, like when you drive that possession in. And I was like, yeah, okay, let me try this. Bang, straight into Jesus. And then there we are away. And it's again one of those situations where I was like, why is it that I look at a finesse shot playstyle plus and I'm like, yeah, I should finesse shot with this player. I look at I don't know, Trivela playstyle plus. I'm like, yeah, let me Trivela with this player. I look at like dead ball playstyle plus. And it's like, yeah, this is the person that I'm going to have taking my set pieces because it makes sense, because they are the dead ball playstyle plus person. You have the RB, that dribbling playstyle plus, the incisive pass playstyle plus, where you like whip it from one side to the other of the field. Like we get the ball here with Odegaard, we get it on his left foot, we just hit that ball out. Okay, it didn't actually work that time, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Why is it that when it comes to a playstyle plus with ball control, I don't just slam the ball into them at every opportunity and eradicate a lot of the control issues and length of time of the ball getting to the player issues, right? Why don't I do that? And so I talked about it at the start of the year, and it reminds me a lot of League of Legends, right? But League of Legends has got a lot of different champions, and each champion has a different value or different values. Some champions are like crowd control, literally sounds like what it sounds like, where, it hits a stun and it stuns everybody within like a vicinity of the player. Some of them have like single like person freezes or stuns. Some of them have like explosive damage. Some of them have like defensive mechanisms or healing mechanisms. And it's like you build your team. Like, obviously, you only control one player in League of Legends or one champion on League of Legends, but you build your team with your other players in a fashion of quite literally like creating a good composition of everything that you have. And when we first got, I want to find Jesus here. When we first got playstyles in FIFA, my first thought was literally, this is exactly like League of Legends. This is brilliant. Because now I can build my team around these playstyles. And I just didn't. And all I did was obliterate and utilize and like take advantage of the obvious ones that everybody was doing because they were the obvious ones. And now I sit here and I'm like, after days like today and like yesterday, where I like have somewhat of an epiphany with how this game should be played for fun, right? Forget the sweat, forget the meta, for fun. And I'm like, okay, we've got the Arsenal Evo RTG, so that like quote-unquote pigeonhole is there. But every player has playstyles. And I utilize them in almost no way at all. And so it's like, I really need to get better at having that composition of players. And like when we look at the playstyles that we've got here, like finesse shot plus, whip pass, technical, flair, quick step. Kiroz has got Trivela and finesse shot. Walty's got bruiser, relentless, and press proven. She's a really good card. Glover doesn't have too much yet. Ljungberg has got tiki-taka, incisive pass, and long ball pass, and press proven. It's a really, really good option as a card to bring into that midfield or even onto that wing. You know, Odegaard seems to lose stamina quite a lot. We could put Havertz in the midfield, Ljungberg out wide. Nketiah's got power header, chip shot, and finesse shot. And I seem to have this weird mentality behind thinking that the white version of a play style is worthless. And if I've got a player that's got finesse shot plus, I'll try and hit finesse shots all over the place, right? And again, sometimes it's like, it's not a good thing because sometimes we overdo it and it ends up creating a negative actual impact because it's like it becomes easy to read. You end up playing, you end up like not playing in a functionable way because you're just forcing this one particular play style or one, like, not play styles in like what FIFA have given us play style, but genuine play style. And so let's just get this almost. And so when a player doesn't have a play style, or if I don't know if a player has a play style, I'll use it. It's weird, right? But I will use, like, let's take Russo, for example. I don't know if she has finesse shot. I don't even want to pretend to guess if she has or not. But I will finesse shot with her regularly because she doesn't have the plus. So I'm not looking for any, like, weird advantage or something. Then it comes to Nketiah. I know Nketiah has got the finesse shot playstyle, and yet I never try and utilize. Hey, I kept that in. I never try and utilize finesse shots with Nketiah. And you ask yourself, why not? And the answer is, I do not know. I don't know why I don't do the obvious things. And it's definitely one of those things where you think, you know, sometimes I get frustrated at this game and people are like, skill issue. And I'm like, it's not a skill issue because I understand like core mechanics of video games. I understand core mechanics of FIFA. I understand core mechanics of football, right? Like there's a lot about this game that I just know. I can play, I can win. I've got 14 wins multiple times. I've got, 13 wins lots. Not that 13 or 14 is even some like crazy barrier of like acceptance or anything, but you know, like we get like a high weekend league finish within reason. And so I'm like, it's not a skill issue, because if it was a skill issue, those things wouldn't happen. Then you just think, then I think about things like the RB tackle, and I'm like, how many people are just doing that? Just doing it. Not thinking about it, not like having to talk themselves into doing it because it's not something that they've done too often, not something that they have to like relearn or learn in general. They just do it because why wouldn't you want to do it, right? It's a functionality within the game that's a benefit to you. And I'm like, why in those situations? There's where Jesus, okay, I haven't scored. There's where that driven pass into Jesus is now something I look for, right? Because, man, he's just there. Normally I would just pass it. Or sometimes I wouldn't even pass it. I'd be like, oh, I can't get that pass to him because it gets intercepted all the time. Not anymore. And in any sense, remember that week where I actually got, what did I get? I think I got 13 wins on this account. And one of the things that I kept doing a lot, that's Penref. One of the things I kept doing a lot was driven passes, and especially ball rolls before passes. Now, I can't get down the ball rolls thing before a pass. I don't know why. It just doesn't. It doesn't even seem to work for me. I actually think like sometimes it's really helpful, but more often than not, it's really not very helpful. And see that there? Oh no, I couldn't get it. And so because I like had in my head a combination of it's ball roll and pass, not ball roll driven pass, not just driven pass or not just ball roll, but ball roll and driven pass that was a situation. Because of that, in my head, I'm like, if I'm not doing a ball roll and a driven pass, I might as well just not do it. And it's another one of those things where it's like that, when people say skill issue, they're like trying to mug you off. Not always. Sometimes like people are trying to be a bit helpful or whatever. But, you know, for the most part, they're trying to mug you off. And when I think about skill issue, now I've ended up going on a tangent I didn't even plan to today. When I think about skill issue, I think about understanding the core mechanics of the game in a broken sense. You know, if you know how to do finesse shots with a finesse shot plus player, you're going to get a whole bunch of wins. If you know how to, do a chip through ball, you're gonna, to a player with 99 pace, you're gonna get a whole bunch of goals. You're gonna get a whole bunch of wins. If you know how to do, like, maybe not this year so much, but in previous years, like a body feint run or the LB sprint boost from last year, man, I used to abuse the living hell out of the LB sprint boost. And I'd be like, if you know how to do the LB sprint boost, you're just gonna win loads of games. And so in my head, that skill issue comes from that. I'm like, well, I know how to finesse shots from the ball. I know how to do that corner. I know how to do a Travella. I know how to do a pop shot. But this year, although those things are good and very strong and very broken and overpowered, learning the broken, overpowered mechanics are not the things I should have been looking at. I should have been paying attention on learning the game mechanics, not the broken game mechanics. Because the broken game mechanics are the sort of things that any Tom, Dick and Harry can do to get a load of wins or frustrate their opponent and, inevitably result in getting a goal or scoring or whatever the case may be, right? Hey, ref. And anyone can do that, right? That doesn't require skill. I think Catley's got pretty good free kicks, right? But when it comes to learning the core mechanics, I didn't even try. I didn't even try, man. I didn't even try. And it's no wonder I'm stuck here. Okay, we can take what we want about people like this guy's been on like crazy press. We can say what we want about Division 5 being a cesspool of like people who have like dropped their kind of like, let me give this ball to Haaland there. Back to him. I want to give this guy a goal with Haaland. He's in the game. Get the goal, buddy. Come on, mate. It's going to be full time now. I've tried. Guys, I tried to be the good Samaritan, man. I tried to give him the goal. He messed it up bad. But, for every good player there is down in this division, for every good player that has sandbagged and found themselves in Division 5, there's 20, 30 players that are in this division because they deserve to be. And no matter what I think in my mind of like, sandbaggers and these short seasons have made it harder and stuff, the truth of the matter is that I've spent way too much time learning the game mechanics that are broken, that I didn't learn the new game mechanics specifically. Obviously, I know how to pass, I know how to shoot and things like that. But the core game mechanics that are invaluable, but that are not broken, they're just the core game mechanics, I spent zero time learning. And it makes me think about like low drivens. Remember when low drivens became a thing in like, what was it, FIFA 19? I just forced myself to start using low drivens. They were the power thing. No, it might have been FIFA 18. And then in FIFA 19, it was the back post crosses. So I learned how to like create that scenario to score goals. And then in certain games, it was like the ball roll sprint boost or the La Croqueta spam. And it's like you do all these things where you learn the point about the low driven wasn't that it was actually a broken game mechanic. It was just a game mechanic. And I spent zero time this year learning the game mechanics, not the broken game mechanics, but all of those brand new game mechanics that I remember looking at the start of the year and going through the EA deep dive and patch and thinking to myself, that's so sick. Oh, that like hard tackle, that's so dope, because how many times do we get frustrated at missing out on this or missing out on that? And so all of these things that I should have just been doing, I haven't been. And so now I'm going to. And hopefully it will make a big, big difference to how we play this game. This Arsenal team is really, for me personally, oh, we've got the other 83/10. This Arsenal team, for me personally, I go through ebbs and flows with it. Sometimes I'm like, it's just way behind the power curve. And I've got no chance because I don't have playstyle pluses and stuff. And certainly those sort of things would be massively helpful. But then I also sit here and say, have we got into Modric again? Nope. Then I sit here and say, well, how can then, you know, all of these like pro players and content creators who are insane at the game get rank 1 and rank 2 with like bronze teams or teams of goalkeepers and these sort of teams? Like, it has to just be like a skill issue. And up until yesterday, when I read a comment from yesterday's RTG, or not yesterday's by the time I'm recording this, the day before's RTG, and watched a video about it, I had no clarity as to what was going wrong with how I was playing this game. And these two things just, it feels like all of the pieces of the puzzle got put together, and I was like, that makes so much sense. The only thing that I'm concerned about is, this is like the third time I think I've had an epiphany and have got the game, and then I go on and have like one of the worst experiences of my absolute life. So who knows? We have got a special. Argentina. Oh, it's Veron. Never mind. Might have been a double walkout. I didn't even bother to look. All right, we have got... Well, I mean, that's a terrible pack. The only good thing about this whole pack is the fact that there is another inform in there. Guys, word of warning. Next time informs go below like 25k, just stack up as many as you can. These informs went down to like 18k. Who knew the 83/10 was coming back? We all didn't. But even then, I had like 400k in my account at that point. Now they're like over 35k. I could have doubled my coins, and I didn't because I was too busy being like, oh yeah, I'll do that some other time. But that is going to be it for today, guys. I thought it was going to be a bit of a gameplay-oriented video in terms of lots of games because we've got a lot to play. But I'm actually happy that we talked about this because I really, really enjoy kind of feeling like I've improved at this game. And okay, we got one win in Rivals. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It was in Division 5. But I just feel like something's clicked, man. But for today, that is going to be the end of the video. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. I'm out. Peace.